Well, typically financial services organizations that have a global presence have a combination of global centers and then local presence. So the local presence will be anything from a remote office where dozens, maybe even hundreds of people work, to branch offices that could be 2 or 3 salespeople, or high street branches that you think of when you think of bank, depending on the type of financial services organization that it is. So they'll have larger office centers in a few key locations, and then distributed offices of various sizes in all of their nations where they have a presence. In order to manage a distributed organization while maintaining control over information and information security, organizations typically have a number of major data centers, and the number depends on how the organization has grown organically, frankly. And at those data centers, they house all of their major applications, store the data. Some of those data centers act as backup locations for one another. And then using various wide area network technologies, they'll deliver that information to remote offices and branch offices. And likewise, they'll enable access to that data and those applications from remote locations, including home users who may access over the web or using some sort of handheld device. Lately, there's been a trend to consolidate data centers for a number of reasons. One, for cost control purposes. It's just much less expensive to manage fewer data centers than more data centers. Also for compliance reasons, it's much easier and again cheaper to control access and the security of data when there are fewer instances of where that data can reside. Likewise, data that may have historically resided in remote offices or branch offices is being centralized and consolidated. And then of course it's the challenge of the network administrators to secure the network where it resides, and then also to maintain security and privacy and performance over that wide area between the end user and the data center. Well, there are a number of options for consolidation and for delivery. There's a lot of different technologies that you might choose to deploy in order to simplify the process, to increase efficiencies and effectiveness. So upgrading routers and switches to better handle today's network traffic as opposed to yesterday's traffic. So today there tends to be a lot more multicast traffic because of voice and video and other issues, and legacy equipment may not be able to handle the changes in traffic type. There also tend to be a lot more connections as more businesses and individuals move to online financial services transactions, whether it's banking or brokerage or whatever it might be. So there's an increase in transactions and an increase or a change in the network traffic type, which requires upgrading even basic building blocks like routers and switches. And then there's advanced technologies like WAN acceleration technologies that can speed up the transmission of data over wide areas so that end users get a LAN-like performance at their local area, even though network information and data and applications have been centralized. And then finally, there's a myriad of security technologies that can be used both for providing security of static applications and data, as well as ensuring the encryption and the security of data as it traverses the network, as well as securing traffic bound internally for the network to ensure that it's clean and doesn't impact negatively the business, causing downtime or some kind of regulatory compliance issue.